Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. For the first Wednesday night game of the college football season, we have a dandy in the Sun Belt. Tonight in Lafayette, the defending league champs, the 4-0 Mountaineers of Appalachian State in town to face last year's runner-up, the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana, to a 4-1 start. App State's win streak will be on the line tonight. It's currently at 10 games, tied with Florida for third longest in the country. The Gators, of course, have a big one an hour away from here on Saturday night against LSU. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Ryan Leaf, I'm Clay Matvick. We're looking forward to this one here tonight. A rematch of last year's first Sun Belt Conference title game. Could be a preview of the 2019 championship game, and you throw in some New Year's Six implications, and it's a lot on the line tonight.
There's a lot of talent in the Sun Belt Conference, in particular on this football field tonight. They don't like each other. One team has never won before, so there's a competition and a rivalry here that's developed.
Appalachian State has an absolutely terrific backfield, highlighting the way quarterback Zach Thomas and also Darrington Evans, the running back, maybe as good of a running back as there is in the Power 5.
Zach Thomas, the Sun Belt Player of the Year a year ago, has come back under this new head coach and played lights out. He gives it to this guy, that's why. Evans has been a star for this football team out of the backfield, scoring 9 touchdowns already in only 4 football games. He's going to be a big piece of the puzzle tonight.
Yeah, talking to the coaches, they say he could run in the Power 5. Meanwhile, Louisiana has eye-popping offensive numbers, and this is a statistic that is usually reserved for the service academies. The rushing lead in the nation belongs to Louisiana.
Yeah, Billy Napier, the head coach, loves to run the football, and he's done it really, really well. So well that they, like you said, number 1 in the country. They have a 3-headed monster at the running back position. All 3 of them are pretty special. Mitchell, Regis, and Calais, all 3 of them can contribute. One's different than the other. They all play a ton and get a bunch of touches. This football team is ready to go in this matchup in the Sun Belt.
Well, the Cajun fans has won them all, including the first Sun Belt Conference Championship game last year, but the Cajuns are slight favorites tonight. The New Year's Six invite going to the highest-ranked league champion from the group of 5. Right now, Boise is the highest-ranked team in the group of 5. App State is the only undefeated team currently not ranked. There are several other teams from the group of 5 leagues still in the hunt, including Louisiana. And
Louisiana needs to probably win this football game tonight to even be in the consideration because of the early loss to Mississippi State.
Eli Drinkwitz, first-year head coach at App State, he replaced Scott Satterfield, who went to Louisville. And besides prepping for this big game, he's been really busy this past week. He and his wife, Lindsay, came a little early, but mom and baby are doing just fine, and they're watching at home. Billy Napier, he got a contract extension last week. The head coach for Louisiana, also having a good week. Went 7-7 in his first year. And he's got the Raging Cajuns out to a 4-1 start this year. 2 really good young head coaches.
Yeah, both really experienced. In their past jobs, their resumes build for this, and they've taken over programs of their own, trying to put their stamp on their teams.
Very comfortable night here in Lafayette, Louisiana. 85 degrees, no threat of rain. Appalachian State won the toss and elected to defer, so Louisiana will start with the football, and this is Raymond Calais, a very good return man, and he's going to give the Cajuns good field position. Usually teams don't kick to Calais. It's a short kick on the opening kickoff by the Mountaineers, and Louisiana's in good shape. 31-yard return.
You and I talked about how important special teams are going to play in this football game, and sure enough, right out the gate, Louisiana makes a big play on the opening kickoff to give them great field position.
First-year starting quarterback for Louisiana is Levi Lewis, a junior out of Baton Rouge. Dual threat. 8 touchdown passes on the year, a couple of interceptions. He's taken it in on the ground a couple of times. Trey Regis in the backfield. That three-headed monster we talked about, but they want to throw on first down, and Regis never gets the ball because Demetrius Taylor gets to the backfield. Taylor has been a one-man wrecking crew on this App State defense this year.
Lewis had a big-time play if he would have had just a little more time. He had a wide-open receiver going to the corner of the football field, but Taylor's right there to make the stop. He's been special this season already.
They call him Meach. He's out of Miami, Florida, the big defensive end. Tore up that game against North Carolina. Appalachian State pulling that upset in Chapel Hill earlier this season. And here is Regis, who is averaging 9.8 yards per carry, getting the first run of the night for Louisiana. But now it's going to be third down and long for the Cajuns.
Their opportunity there on first down for a big play was a risk. They have to come back and run the football and don't get anything. DeMarco Jackson makes the big stop, setting up a long third down.
Lewis dumps it off short, and it is Regis. And he'll get a chunky yardage out to the 40, but it's going to be a punting situation. As DeMarco Jackson, the inside linebacker, who has been very productive the last couple of games for Appalachian State, makes the tackle.
Big stop by the defense. Huge stop by the defense in the opening drive, especially after that kick return. Giving their offense the ball back quickly.
Thomas Hennigan will be back to return here for App State. And Reese Burns, the Australian, with a strong leg, will punt. Rugby-style kick. It's going to sail over the head of Hennigan. Bounces inside the 10, takes a nice Cajuns roll inside the 1-yard line. And there again, Ryan, special teams coming into the factor here. A 59-yard punt for Burns.
This type of play, special teams play, is huge in games like this, right? When they're going to be tight back and forth, field possession is going to be huge.
Good patience by the cover team.
You couldn't get that anything closer to the goal line than right there.
And so Zach Thomas is going to plunge ahead, trying to get some breathing room for this Appalachian State offense. The hard-nosed junior quarterback from Trussville, Alabama, Zach Thomas. He is 14-1 as the Mountaineers starter. The only loss was at Penn State last year in overtime. This guy's a winner.
Yeah, clearly he's done the job, and what's great is that he's willing to learn from his new head coach.
Second down at 7. Here's Thomas rolling out to his right. He'll throw. It's tipped, batted around, and Hennigan somehow came up with the catch. Thomas Hennigan, who has great hands, shows it off there, and it's a first down for App State.
They do a good job of rolling the pocket here, but Gardner does a great job getting his hand on the football. Then it touches Hennigan, then the ball goes back up and he gets drilled, but makes the catch.
Drinkwitz was telling you and I how great his hands are. Not great speed, but he catches everything. And now the other terrific receiver for Appalachian State, Corey Sutton, makes his first catch. He was the Mountaineers' #1 receiver last year. He picks up 12, and that's another first down.
He's going to be quick. They're going to be tempo, but they're going to call the right play and get him right into the right position. Doesn't mean they have to go right away. Just control the tempo.
The #1 scoring offense in the Sun Belt, 47 points per game. Darrington Evans, who we talked about at the top of the broadcast, will go ahead for a couple. The Cajuns know Evans well, Ryan. Last year he ran for 183 against them in the regular season, 111 in the Sun Belt title game. He was the MVP of that game. Boudreaux made the tackle.
The less they can see of him tonight, the better for this raging Cajun football team. They're going to be focused on him all night and put physical bodies on him and bring him down.
Play action. Thomas to a wide open Malik Williams along the sideline. Couldn't stay in bounds. Might have even been a bigger play, but he gets it to the 44-yard line. First time into plus territory for App State.
This is a brilliant play design here. They boot out, and then he sets back up over the tackle with the fake reverse. And Malik Williams just runs a great corner route and takes the corner away from him.
Evans again, he'll get a yard. Malik Williams having a big junior year. 3 straight games with at least 70 yards receiving. Second down and 9. Thomas tipped and almost caught again by Appalachian State. Now, lineman was underneath it. Jack Boudreau got his hand on it. Colin Reed almost hauled it in. And it's going to be third down and 10, but some balls getting tipped here early for Thomas.
Well, they're doing a good job of getting their hands up, making plays. The difference is they got to convert those into some sort of turnover because Appalachian State's moving down the football field.
Appalachian State 52% on the year. On third down, they're not going to convert here. Thomas is slammed down at the 40. Joe Dillon, number 6 all-time in sacks at Louisiana. It's a 14-yard loss, and App State has to punt.
Linebacker Joe Dillon absolutely just goes through 2 guys. They're going to try to double team him with the right tackle as well as the running back, and he just runs right through the running back's arm and gets to the quarterback, brings him down for a huge sack. Great stop by the Raging Cajuns to get the football back.
Another Australian punter. This one is Xavier Sabach for Appalachian State. Eric Guerrer has had trouble returning punts lately. Muffed a couple last week, but this one goes out of bounds. Right near the 25-yard line. So each team with a possession, each team with a punt. Louisiana has it when we come back. ESPN college football game. Back here at Cajun Field in Lafayette, no score. Each defense with a big sack in the first defensive series. It's Elijah Mitchell in the backfield behind Lewis. Lewis will throw to the outside for Louisiana, and that's going to be close to a first down if they didn't get it. And it was Jamal Bell, who's been having a breakout year in the receiving corps for Louisiana. Appalachian State's defensive coordinator is Ted Roof in his first year. He's a veteran DC. He was at North Carolina State last year. Before that, Georgia Tech, Penn State, Auburn. He and Eli Drinkwitz known each other since their Auburn days, as Mitchell carries ahead for a handful.
Yeah, he's been in this business for 33 years, continues to enjoy it, and he felt something with Coach Drinkwitz when they were at Auburn together. He knew that he was going to be a head coach one day, and he was happy to come work for him.
And a national championship on that staff under Gene Chizik in 2010. Here's Lewis looking to throw. He lobs it toward the sideline. He was trying to get rid of it there as he felt some pressure. Levi Lewis coming off his best game of the year, according to Billy Napier. He's got to have a good game again tonight. The reason that Billy said he had his best game in their last outing against Georgia Southern was because he had 0 turnovers. That's going to be key for Louisiana tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be huge for him because they can't afford to give them free points. And this defense for Appalachian State has been known to score them and give them ample opportunity for their offense to compound that.
Third down and 5. Lewis rolling out to the left under pressure, again being chased by Taylor. And again, Lewis throws it away. Jamarcus Bradley was the closest receiver, but that was Lewis just running for his life. Taylor has just been dominant here on the line of scrimmage early.
It was the exact same play that Taylor made the big sack on in the first drive. They went back to it because the corner route was so open. Again, though, Levi Lewis wasn't able to set up and throw the football because of that pressure from Taylor. He's been wrecking shop when they've had big plays down the football field available to him.
6'1", 275 pounds, and moves really well for a guy his size. So Reese Burns will come out for another punt. His last punt, 59 yards inside the Appalachian State 1-yard line. He had a 70-yard punt at Ohio a couple of weeks ago. You can see why the coaches rave about him. And again, you talked about field position being so important tonight.
The punter becomes a defensive football player with what they're able to do. If they're able to pin another team back and make them extend drives longer and longer, they become a 12th defensive player, actually.
A good kick. Hennigan has to back up, and he's going to be slammed down inside the 5-yard line at the 2. A 51-yard punt that time by Burns, and Percy Butler makes the tackle inside the 5.
ESPN College Football is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
They know how to tailgate in Cajun country. It's been fun here this afternoon leading up to this game. Well, the MVP of this game so far is that guy, Reese Burns, the punter from Melbourne, Australia, has pinned App State inside the 1 and now inside the 5. Appalachian State has had great starting field position on average throughout the year, but not in this game so far. Evans will try to move it forward. And on the left side, he'll get a couple. Jacques Boudreau, the top tackler the last couple of years for Louisiana, in on that stop again.
Yeah, they're doing a good job scraping to the outside there and containing Evans right now. Starting position on the football field hasn't been ideal, like you said. And Coach Drinkwitz has talked about how benefiting it's been to have the football near the 50-yard line, things like that. Average start inside their own 5.
There's Thomas from the goal line, throwing deep, has a wide-open receiver. It's Corey Sutton. Big play into Louisiana territory, tripped up. Otherwise, it might have been a touchdown. Eric Guerrer, the cornerback, got him by the ankle, and he's dropped at the 45-yard line. That's a 47-yard pass play.
Defensive coordinator Ron Roberts talked about what they were going to do, load the box, play one-on-one out there, and they ran a double move. Corey Sutton does a great job of selling it. Great throw by Zach Thomas to lead him and let him run underneath it.
And now Thomas is going to run with it. He had 10 touchdowns on the ground last year. Great feet, and he's got a big play here inside of the 20 and walks out at the 17-yard line. Farrod Gardner, the weak side linebacker, able to force him to the sideline. But a big play by Thomas.
Play tendencies are huge in rivalry games. Here, they've been giving the ball to Evans over and over. Great play fake. He gets outside. Hennigan gets his shoulder just into the DB to allow him to get 4 or 5 more yards.
Handoff goes to number 3, Darrington Evans.
Evans is going to get back to the line of scrimmage and pick up a couple. Zach Thomas, the Sun Belt offensive MVP last year. He threw for over 2,000 yards. 21 touchdowns, also ran for 10 touchdowns, 2 against Louisiana in the conference title game. Really good athlete. Fakes the handoff to Evans, swings it out to Williams. And Williams will be pushed out near the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
All right, Cajuns fans, we're turning to you again.
Offensive philosophy here by Coach Drinkwitz has always been about matchups. How do you control that tempo with those matchups? Getting the football outside on the perimeter allows for big plays to happen because they match up so well on their defensive backs.
App State 52% on 3rd down on the year, 9th best in the nation. But this is the 19th best 3rd down defense. Now we got a timeout. App State wants to talk it over. 3rd down going to be so big tonight. App State in the red zone, knocking on the door with 5:45 to go here in the first. Appalachian State trying to get on the board first 5:45 to go here in the first quarter. This is an explosive offense, but they've been careful with their possessions, Ryan. Only 2 turnovers all year and 0 fumbles.
Yeah, they've been able to run the football a ton and not turn the football over. This is a big third down here. They've been really explosive all game long so far. Here's their first chance in the red zone.
It's Thomas again, and he's going to dive ahead for the first down. Zach Thomas on the designed run. He's tackled by Butler, but it's a pickup of 4.
This is just your traditional zone read, and he does a wonderful job of riding the back into the line of scrimmage and pulling it when he sees the defensive end commit. Dives ahead for the first down.
18 touchdowns and 20 red zone trips for Appalachian State. That's the best red zone percentage in the Sun Belt. It'll be Thomas again, trying to cut the corner, and he is going to be in for a touchdown. Zach Thomas scoring the first points of this game tonight in Lafayette.
Exact same play that they ran on the third down before that. This time he rides him a little longer. Tremendous job right there by the defensive end to stop. But the athleticism of Zach Thomas able to get outside and get the perimeter, get the edge for the 6.
And Chandler Staten, junior from Gainesville, Georgia, tacks on the extra point. Remember, that drive started at the 5-yard line. Second drive this season, over 90 yards for Appalachian State.
Again, great ball fake. He rides him a little longer. Defensive end can't get to him, and his speed and athleticism gets him outside. Corey Sutton, good block at the goal line. Allows Zach Thomas to get in for the first score of the football game.
Big game for Appalachian State. Big game for Louisiana, too. But as you look at Appalachian State's schedule, if they can take care of business, I mean, they could make a case for the New Year's 6. They have another opportunity for a Power 5 win at South Carolina down the road. They have tough road games at Georgia State and Troy as well, but they're going to be favored in every game except that one in Columbia.
The one that won't necessarily work towards them being conference champions. I will say this, Boise State, the team they're chasing at 15 in the rankings, is also going to be favored in all their football games. Big one against Hawaii Saturday night. That could be a big part of what plays into this group of 5, but Appalachian State is putting their bid in for it.
Calais had a really good return on his first opportunity. This time he's going to be tripped up just over the 20-yard line.
Return by number 4, Raymond Calais.
Big one in the Big Ten on Saturday with number 10 Penn State taking on number 17 Iowa at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on ABC and the ESPN app. It's our Saturday night football game presented by Wells Fargo. That one features 2 really good defenses. Might come down to which quarterback can make the plays.
Well, if you're in for a Michigan-Iowa rematch of sorts, it might be happening at Old Kinnick Stadium this weekend.
Calais is going to get his first carry. Raymond Calais, the senior, out of that running back corps, averaging over 8.5 yards per carry. He's going to get 6. Demetrius Taylor, another tackle for App State. Jackson also in on the stop. Louisiana, again, coming into the game, number 1 rushing offense in the country, but really haven't established the ground game yet.
Well, they've tried to throw the ball early on in possessions.
Calais again, stretched out, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Akeem Davis Gaither, who is on the NFL radar. Undersized, but boy, he has some speed at linebacker.
On the radar. I was just up in the booth with the scouts. They were talking about him. Watch the length here and speed to get off his block and go make the tackle for loss.
Demetrius Taylor and Akeem Davis Gaither, the 2 defensive stars for Appalachian State, have played a prominent role here early tonight in Lafayette. So another 3rd down and long for Louisiana, but they're going to convert it. First down out to the 39-yard line. It's Jamarcus Bradley. with a pickup of 15 yards and a first down for the Cajuns.
Lewis does a solid job of standing in the pocket and staying on top of his feet, and puts an accurate ball right there to Jamarcus Bradley for a big first down. They needed that, Clay, to keep this drive going and not give it back to an offense that's just running over their defense right now.
Considered one of the top receiving prospects out of the group of 5, Jamarcus Bradley. Calais in the backfield, 3 receivers set. It'll be Bell in motion. And it's Calais again with a nice hole on the left side. Now that offensive line starting to establish itself a little bit. They had all 5 starters back from last year, but then left guard Ken Marks and center Cole Prudhomme got hurt. They're out for the year, but the backups have been really doing a fine job up front.
Yeah, they've been replaced with a couple great players. Robert Hunt, the right tackle, is the guy that's leading the way. He's a definite NFL prospect.
Here's Lewis again being chased on that same play. On that naked boot to the left. He has had a hard time finding receivers downfield. And he's been getting a lot of pressure. That time Noel Cook chased him to the sideline.
He's not fooling anybody in that offensive line we just talked about. He's got to be prepared for that. He's not fooling Demetrius Taylor at all when he boots out there.
It's going to be a sack, the second sack for Appalachian State. Loss of 2, 3rd down and 8. See that offensive line for the Ragin' Cajuns. Lewis throws it out. It is complete and immediately dumped by Davis Gaither as Gossett. And it brings up 4th down. Boy, this App State defense rallying to the football and getting to the receivers and ball carriers quickly so far here tonight.
The guys we were told to look at all week on film, making the plays early on here. You got to get that block. You got to get that block. You may set up for a big play, but Davis Gaither again shows his speed, his athleticism, and that length to get the tackle that brings up 4th down.
So good start for Ted Roof's defense. They were the number 4 scoring defense in the country last year. Man, another great punt by Reese Burns. Are you kidding me? Oh, can't keep it out of the end zone. Paul Boudreau, who was the long snapper, couldn't keep it out of the end zone. It's a 61-yard punt, but Appalachian State's going to have it at the 20 this time on the touchback.
Every holder or every punt a long snapper wants this opportunity. They're never jumping on the football. He goes to jump on it. Oh, that's a brutal mistake. This offense has just been tearing up and down the football field on this defense right now. They got to stop here and get the ball back.
They're going to run it on 1st down. Left side. And it's Raquan Anderson, the true freshman wide receiver. On a sweep to the left side. Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. App State with a 7-0 lead. 10-game winning streak on the line here for Appalachian State.
Appalachian State's averaging almost 10 yards per play to Louisiana's 2.4. Right there is a stat you need to keep a look at, because if it keeps happening that way, it's going to be a long day for this Louisiana defense.
Here's Evans again. And that's going to be a 1st down. Evans with 3 straight multi-touchdown games, including he had 3 in that North Carolina win in Chapel Hill. Just a tremendous victory for this program. That was week 3. First Power 5 win since that iconic upset of Michigan back in 2007. On 1st down, it's Evans again. He'll lower his shoulder and dive across the 35-yard line. That's going to be the last play of the first quarter. Both offenses started out a little slow, but App State is starting to find its rhythm. Moving the football now. They've got a 7-0 lead on the road here in Lafayette. Away from Baton Rouge and Lafayette, we're at 7-0 Appalachian State, and this is the first game of another big week in college football. This Appalachian State drive chart. That 95-yard drive on the last series, very impressive. And they've got it again here at the 35 to start quarter number 2. And it's Darrington Evans. He has yet to bust loose in this Appalachian State run game, but I'll tell you what, we have not seen the run game of Louisiana, the best in the country, Ryan, get started, that's for sure.
No, we haven't, and it's been a big reason why they have not been able to do anything offensively. Instead, Zach Thomas has turned him more into a running back and been a big reason why they've been successful running the football on offense.
And he's got more yardage on the ground than Louisiana does as a team. 3rd down and 4. Thomas flushed, chased, tackled in the backfield. Chris Moncrief with the sack. The sophomore out of Raleigh, Mississippi, the 2nd sack tonight for Louisiana, and they force an App State punt.
Another huge play defensively. Moncrief just kind of gets let go here, head up with Noah Hannon, and blows right. Oh, he gets out of his way and allows Moncrief to go, and just straight down the middle. Running back isn't able to get over and make the block.
Eric Guerra back to return this punt from Xavier Sabach. Chris Smith is going to be the one to handle it, and he gets across the 35-yard line. Well, our next UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus is Saturday, 8 Eastern from Tampa, Florida, with former champ Joanna Jędrzejczyk taking on Michelle Watterson in the strawweight main event. To order the main card in English and in Spanish, go to ESPNplus.com and be sure to download the ESPN app if you're watching on your mobile device. The prelims start at 5 Eastern. -3 yards on the ground for Louisiana tonight.
They tried to get a little spark there. I don't know if you saw that. They made everybody believe one guy was catching the punt while the other one, Smith, caught it and almost broke it for a big score.
Elijah Mitchell, there's a big run for these Cajuns. Fans finally have some reason to cheer this offense. Josh Thomas with the tackle. But it's a gain of 23, and they're into App State territory.
Zone concept. They need big plays like that. They need big plays like that in this moment because they got a sack. They get the ball back. They have to show some kind of reaction.
Ryan Huff
timeout on the field
is the man down for Appalachian State. We'll check on him when we come back.
Don't you think your country deserves a perfect version of you? There is no perfect.
There's 55 yards of total offense for Louisiana so far, but they've got it in App State territory. This is a big series for them. In that last play, Ryan Huff was run over. The free safety for Appalachian State, but he was able to get off the field under his own power. Elijah Mitchell is a bulldozer from Erath, Louisiana.
Best player on the football team, Coach Napier tells us. Needed a big play from him right there. Coach is going to give him some more carries.
Cajuns need another one as they send the fullback Nick Ralston in motion. And it is Mitchell again, shedding tackles, getting to the 40. So good run on 1st down. Elijah Mitchell has not been stopped for a loss but one time this year.
Examples right there. He just blew through Jordan Fair to get positive yards. That's the example you have of getting positive yards and no plays for negatives.
On 2nd down and 7, inside handoff. Mitchell again nearly stepped out of a tackle at the 40. Falls ahead to the 39-yard line. Trey Cobb, the inside linebacker, brings it down. So here comes 3rd down again. And, you know, you got to look at the way Billy Napier has approached offense, specifically this year. You know, this may be 4-down territory for his offense. He uses analytics, and he's been going for it on 4th down quite a bit.
Well, what's made the biggest difference is how successful they've been on third down, and it very much could be in this position. His analytics guy could be in his ear and say, hey, we're a go here if it's 5 or less yards.
Mitchell comes out as a wide receiver to the right. Lewis steps up, avoids the sack, gets it complete to the 30-yard line, and Bam Jackson, the senior from right here in Reserve, Louisiana, 3 catches on the year before that one, and it's a first down.
Levi Lewis would have liked to get rid of this ball sooner. Jackson just hadn't moved enough. He does a tremendous job of stepping up in the pocket and finding him. Another big first down on this drive, which I think is instrumental for this football team to get back in the game.
Lewis now 5 of 7 throwing the football. He'll throw again, and he's complete again to Jackson. They go right back to Bam. His real first name is Jared, but he got that nickname from his mom when he was a baby, and it has stuck.
And here we go. First downs allow them to go more tempo, up speed, put the defense on their heels a bit.
Trey Regis in the backfield, but they're going to throw again, lob to the end zone. This one is well over the head of everybody. Jamarcus Bradley, the intended receiver. Fans want a penalty flag on Gene Charles, the cornerback. They're not going to get it.
I like the decision, right? You have press, no safety help over the top. You got a one-on-one matchup you feel really comfortable with in Jamarcus Bradley. But Bradley doesn't win, and it doesn't give the quarterback enough space to throw the football over his shoulder. So it was kind of a wasted play on first down when they've been running the football so well.
Second down and 10. They'll hand it off to Regis, and he is chopped down near the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a short gain. So third down and fairly long coming up. Regis coming off his 11th career 100-yard rushing game at Georgia Southern. He hasn't really been much of a factor yet tonight, but he could be soon. And now we'll see what happens here on third down and 8. Eighth play of the series. Lewis in a little bit of trouble. Now being chased. Gets away. Still looking toward the end zone. He's going to throw, and it's going to be underthrown, incomplete. But here come flags. What an escape act by Levi Lewis. It looked like several times he was going to be dumped for a loss. Got the pass away, nearly completed it. And they might come up okay anyway. Looks like pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard as the foul occurred in the end zone. Automatic first down.
Caden Smith with the first penalty of the game.
A little reminiscent of Russell Wilson. Getting outside, making a play down the football field. He throws it. Caden Smith comes over the top, just gets there a little early. That's what happens when you make a play and extend a play. You get a penalty like that to get him in first and goal.
Regis is going to be driven down right at the line of scrimmage. Akeem Davis Gaither, the senior from Thomasville, North Carolina, having a great first half. He made the stop, so it's second down and goal for Louisiana.
Appalachian State's defense in the red zone has been 118th in the country up to this point.
They're going to force a third down. They went to Bradley, but Shamar Jean Charles, pretty good coverage there. What do you expect here?
Well, that threw me a little bit right there to throw the football like that. And maybe the analytics part's playing into it right now. Would they go for it on fourth down here, knowing they need probably more points than field goals against this Appalachian State team? Because I would have run the football again there. I suspect they're going to run it here.
And their field goal kicking has not been very good. Handoff, Regis. Stopped again. Great job by the defensive front. E.J. Scott, former walk-on, with the hit. So it is fourth down, and we'll see what Billy Napier decides to do. We'll call a timeout. I'm going to talk about it. Timeout on the field. We're going to take it with him. 9:12 to go here in the half. Louisiana trying to get on the board for the first time. Louisiana head coach Billy Napier calls the plays. His offense has been real good this year, 540 yards per game. A bit of a slow starter tonight, but here they are at the Appalachian State 1-yard line, 4th down and goal. Field goal kicking has been pretty shaky this year, Ryan. What do you expect them to do?
Well, I expect them to do what they've been great at all year long, and that's run the football. When you get down inside the 5-yard line and you lead the country in rushing yards, and you have these horses back there, you give them the football and you block your tail off.
They send in Elijah Mitchell, who has 9 touchdowns through the first 5 games. Big play here in the first half. It's Mitchell, and he's not going to get to the end zone. Appalachian State makes the stop. This defense under defensive coordinator Ted Roof has been outstanding so far. Cook and Davis Gaither combine on the hit before the goal line.
The guy that really disrupts this play, again, is Demetrius Taylor. He gets there and gets the first contact enough to slow down to allow Cook to get over and make the tackle. Tremendous job. He's been impressive all season long, and on the biggest play of the night, he goes and makes a play for that defense.
An 11-play, 64-yard drive.
The previous play is
stalls out 1 yard short. I'm going to take another look at it upstairs just to make sure that the ball didn't cross the goal line, but certainly didn't look like it. There's Ted Roof.
It's all about where his knee goes down. I don't know if there's an angle that we can get that's going to show where the football is when his knee goes down. Again, the call on the field is short of the goal line. It's going to be difficult to... Yeah, you're just not going to have a view. Right there, you can't tell where his knee is down before the ball extends towards the goal line.
And it's got to be indisputable video evidence. And the officials were right there on top of it, and they made the call that he was down before the goal line.
The biggest thing for me is just the pressure that Demetrius Taylor's been able to put on the Louisiana offense. Not only rushing the passer, but disrupting the running game just like that. He didn't make the tackle there, but he hit him and slowed him down enough for let his brethren to gang tackle and pull him down before the end zone.
This defensive line for Appalachian State has been so productive. Not a lot of depth, but it's just been making a lot of plays. And 4 of the 6 guys in the defensive line rotation are walk-ons or former walk-ons.
After further review, the ruling on the field has been confirmed. He was short of the goal line. First down, Appalachian State.
So it was confirmed.
So they could clearly see that he came up short. This was good on good.
Let's go back to Demetrius Taylor and the game in Chapel Hill against North Carolina. The first player this millennium with 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble return touchdown, and an interception in the same game. He absolutely was on fire and led the way to that upset in Chapel Hill. Now here's Zach Thomas going to the air on first down. It is complete. And Henry Pearson with his 3rd catch of the year, the sophomore tight end. A 14-yard reception. And now Appalachian State can get some breathing room away from that goal line.
Their own 15-yard line.
There hasn't been a point for Appalachian State while they've been running their offense tonight where they haven't stopped themselves. The 2 sacks, otherwise they've just flat out run through people.
Dietrich Harrington, he's the number 2 running back for Appalachian State behind Darrington Evans. We get 3 on first down.
Here's the first play again, backed up. They just let him go. They think he's going to run the football, and Pearson just runs kind of a flat roll route, and they get him the football and luckily he steps out of bounds. Otherwise, they'd be up near the 30 or 35-yard line.
Zach Thomas learned a lot playing behind Taylor Lamb for a couple of years, especially throwing the football. Lamb threw for 90 career touchdowns, a Sun Belt record. And Thomas has been the starter the last couple of years as Harrington gets 4 more, so to bring up 3rd down and manageable.
What I thought was really impressive, what Coach talked to us about in terms of Zach Thomas, is that he showed up and he had put together a 35-play cut-up of the things that Zach Thomas had to improve on. The Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Year, and he was open to getting better. And that tells you a lot about the maturity of the young man and what he wanted to do to get better this season.
Harrington. And he's got the 1st down for Appalachian State. That was just a great drive for Louisiana. They had several chances there near the goal line, couldn't get it in. Just a real turn of momentum in this game early in the 1st down.
The way they're loading the box down there on the goal line, you got to be able to run the football because that's what they're good at. And then not getting any points, that's big. Now the defense has to show up now and make a stop and get the football back.
Picking his way is Harrington again. Harrington's role has increased ever since Cameron Peoples, who was the number 2 running back behind Evans, tore an ACL in the season opener. A big loss for the Appalachian State running game, but Harrington's done a nice job giving Evans a break from time to time.
We talked about the 3-headed monster on the other side of the football. Appalachian State has a monster of their own with Evans, Harrington, and Williams.
And it'll be Marcus Williams coming in now. Junior running back out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. 2nd down and 7 for Zach Thomas, and he will hand off to Williams. He'll pick up a couple. 2 yards for the 4th-year junior. Lorenzo McCaskill, the linebacker, made the stop. So here's 3rd down again.
It's been about situational football today, really. 3rd down, who's going to win the battles good on good, because these are most likely the 2 best teams in the Sun Belt. Surprisingly, it's only 7-0 with how much Appalachian State has dominated. If Louisiana can get the football back here for their offense, it'll be huge going into half.
App State has converted twice in 4 opportunities on 3rd down. Thomas looking left. Slides up in the pocket. He's going to run now, and he's got it. 1st down, Appalachian State. Zach Thomas with a 7-yard pickup, and they'll move the chains.
Zach Thomas hasn't run the football like he did a year ago, but he hurt this Louisiana team with his feet last year. Good job of purveying the defense. Sees there's an opening, gets up the football field, and gets enough for the 1st down.
A man down for Louisiana. It's Benny Higgins, defensive end.
Timeout on the field.
Will step aside. Exclusively on ESPN Plus, October 19th. Louisiana Monroe going to App State. And if you don't have ESPN Plus, sign up today. ESPNplus.com. Sunbelt football, of course, basketball less than a month away. A lot of great contact. And there is Evans taking it on the right side on 1st down. That's a 7-yard pickup.
It's the first time he's really gotten to the perimeter. They were able to corral him and keep him from getting the 1st down, but they need to continue to do a better job of funneling everything to the middle and making tackles and getting off the football field.
Eli Drinkowitz told you and I yesterday that if Evans doesn't get 25 touches, that's going to be a disappointment. Trick play at midfield. Kind of a fumblerooski looking thing. It really didn't work out well. I think Raquan Anderson tricked ahead for a yard, but that's it. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Not kind of like a fumblerooski. Exactly that, except he's not leaving the ball on the football field. He just hands it to him. They make the tackle. Brings up 3rd and short.
Raging Cajun fans trying to get behind this defense. Thomas, incomplete, intended for Evans. Evans was turned looking for the pass, and it's almost like it got there too soon. He wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens when you're a running back and you're not used to catching the football out of the backfield, and they put you in the formation to run a route as a wide receiver. The ball got on him a little faster than he thought. Drinkwitz is going to talk to Zach Thomas and remind him that he's a running back, and you might have to hold on to the football just a split second longer before you put it on his body.
Going to take those running backs into account. Although Darrington Evans has really turned into an all-around back. He isn't a bad receiver, just didn't make the catch that time as Sabach puts it inside the 10 and out at the 6-yard line. Long field for Louisiana when we come back. Yeah, that's right, Kevin. App State 4-0, trying to stay unbeaten. Winner of this game goes to 2-0 in the Sun Belt. This could be a preview of the conference championship game. It was the matchup we got in last year's Sun Belt conference title game, the first in conference history, as Raymond Calais carries that for 3 yards.
I think we were anticipating more of a offensive explosion of points. Instead, we're getting a defensive and special teams, in particular with the punters, being kind of the stars of this football game so far.
We're starting field position for Louisiana. From the 10-yard line, second down and 6. And it is Calais bouncing out. He's got the first down and more. Raymond Calais ran for almost 800 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. I guess you got to call him the number 3 running back out of the 3 just statistically. But, I mean, he is a great guy to hand the ball off to.
Yeah, he's got speed, track speed. In fact, he's a local kid. He gets outside, and he's able to stay inbounds here for a couple more yards to put him in a better position, starting at the 31-yard line.
Longest run of the night for Louisiana, 21 yards. Lewis going back to the air, and that's off the hands of Neil Johnson. That would have been his first catch of the year. This Louisiana team lost their top 2 tight ends for the season with injury. They don't throw to the tight ends very often, and Johnson missed an opportunity for a big play.
Yeah, he did there. Got open. Levi Lewis was able to get outside the pocket a little bit and find him. He would have been able to get a bunch of yards, probably a first down, then get out of bounds to keep this drive going. A lot of movement here pre-snap.
We'll go back to Calais, and it's another good run for their senior running back. They'll move the chains. Davis Gaither with the stop. Out to the 43. That's a 12-yard gain, first down.
That movement I talked about is exactly what's meant to open up holes like that. You put defensive linemen in different technique positions that gives the offensive line leverage to open up those huge holes for Calais.
6 carries now, 42 yards for Calais. And we got a penalty flag. Looked like the left side of that Louisiana offensive line started early. Kyle Olson, our lead official here tonight.
False start. Offense, number 58, 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Osiris Torrance is the left guard. He's a true freshman, number 58. First true freshman starter on the O-line for Louisiana in 15 years. He's going to be part of the first penalty tonight for Louisiana. They fake the handout to Calais. Here is Levi Lewis loading up. He's going to take a shot deep down the middle of the field looking for Bell, and he almost had it. Penalty flag. Sean Jolly, one of the new starting corners for Appalachian State this year, gets flagged in the secondary.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 3. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Jalen Williams goes up to get the football, but you can see there, Jolly grabs him with that right arm and just tugs. The only reason the official saw it is because he was further down the football field. The back judge there saw that right arm. Easy call to make, but sets him up with a big first down after the penalty.
The Mountaineers lost 2 starting all-Sun Belt corners. Tay Hayes and Clifton Duck both went to NFL camps this past year. Jolly, a sophomore, first-year starter, gives Louisiana 15 yards of first down into App territory. Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. They'll feed it to him. And he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage, but able to get back to the line of scrimmage. DeMarco Jackson, number 52, shot in there to make the stop.
If I'm the backup quarterback on Louisiana sideline, I'm going right over to Coach Napier right now and saying, Coach, that defensive end is crashing every single time. Let Levi pull one here, and he may be gone if he's able to do that.
Billy Napier, head coach and play caller for Louisiana. Mitchell's in the backfield to the right of Lewis. They're going to go back to the air on the slant. It is caught. And immediately tackled at the 45-yard line. It's Peter LeBlanc, true freshman, out of New Iberia, Louisiana. Bring up third down, a fairly long here for Louisiana.
Louisiana's been in long third downs all night long. I think their average on third down has been around 8 yards every third down, which makes it incredibly difficult as an offense to convert.
Under a minute to go before halftime. And it's Mitchell, left side. Strong run, but will it be strong enough? Second effort. It looks like he got it. What an effort by Elijah Mitchell. Needed 8, give him 9.
Handoff goes number 15, Elijah Mitchell. The result of the play is another
Louisiana's 2 timeouts remaining. Remember, the field goal kicking has been brutal. Artigue and Alamdaris rotating a kicker. Maybe they won't need to. It's Mitchell again. Down to the 16-yard line. And that'll stop the clock to move the chains. Caden Smith with the tackle. A 19-yard gain. Inside of 20 seconds. Mitchell again moving it toward the center of the field. And now Louisiana's going to call a timeout with 13 seconds to go until half.
Now, with the ability of having 2 seconds like that, 2 timeouts like that, they're able to have any play in the book right now. So for this football team with 1 timeout left, they got to go to the end zone probably if they want 7 points.
The longest field goal make this year for Louisiana is 27 yards. That's from Stevie Artigue, the senior from right here in Lafayette. He's getting warmed up. But he is 2 for 6 on the year. Right now, the field goal attempt would be about 26, 27 yards. But you get the feeling that Louisiana, because they've been able to move the ball on this drive, might just try and take their shot at the end zone.
They could, but with 1 timeout left, I wouldn't be surprised if they still try to run the football here, knowing they can call a timeout and then throw to the end zone before getting a field goal opportunity in.
Lewis will throw. He's got a man open. Touchdown. They don't need to worry about the field goal kicker as Nick Ralston, the fullback, gets his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year.
Only 5 catches on the season, 3 of which have gone for touchdowns. So inside the red zone, big-time football player, the transfer from Arizona State.
Very efficient 10-play, 94-yard drive just ahead of halftime for for the Ragin' Cajuns. And here comes Artigue for the extra point. And we're tied at 7. We might not be getting all the points we thought we would get, Ryan, but we've got a good football game.
Yeah. Little pump fake to the outside allows Ralston to kind of stutter his feet there, get behind the linebacker. Great throw by Levi Lewis over the top of the linebacker for 6. Ralston's been Johnny on the spot this season in the red zone. None more than right here to tie the football game up heading into halftime.
Such a big game for Louisiana. They have never beaten Appalachian State, and Lewis has been given the cane. There's Ralston. Played under Napier at Arizona State, followed him here to Louisiana. And you and I were talking to Ted Roof, the defensive coordinator of Appalachian State, and he said, you know, we don't always have to prepare for a fullback. Well, Louisiana's got a really good one we've got to be aware of. No one was anywhere near Ralston on that pass play.
Well, it was a great play scheme. They must have seen something all week in practice where everybody moved with his ball fake, and he was able to come across the middle of the field that had been vacated. The only guy in his way, the linebacker, Lewis, put it right over the top of his hands to tie this football game up. This game has been about long, extended drives when field position's been back. And
Thomas Hennigan gets across the 25 down to the 26, and Appalachian State will have time for one play. Big one in the Big Ten Saturday night. Penn State, Iowa, Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on ABC, our Saturday night football game presented by Wells Fargo. Two really good defenses, Ryan, so you wonder what's going to decide this game. Maybe it'll be the offenses, and Sean Clifford has been playing really good at quarterback for Penn State.
Yeah, for me, that's the advantage what Sean Clifford brings to the table in this defensive-minded football game. I think it gives them the advantage going on the road at Iowa. Penn State's been a lot better than I anticipated them being this year after losing both McSorley and Saquon Barkley last year.
Evans with that carry, the last play of the half. We are tied at 7 in this game that is going to decide who has the leverage in the Sun Belt. We've got the Nissan halftime report coming up after this timeout. Each team with a long scoring drive in the first 30 minutes. App 7, Louisiana 7, here in Lafayette. Welcome back to Lafayette, Louisiana, and ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Ram Trucks. Alongside Ryan Leaf, I'm Clay Matvick. Man, I'll tell you what, your triglycerides can go through the roof in this town. We've been eating for the last 48 hours. We had a good first half. Not what we expected at 7-7 at the break, Ryan. Both of these teams high scoring. But in that first half, what we saw was special teams were important, and so was field position. Yeah, they did a tremendous job in the punting game and made these teams that are very good offensively go the length of the football field, and they weren't consistent enough. Defenses made some plays, got them to punt the football, kind of been back and forth. No turnovers, very limited penalties. Yeah, it's been a clean game for the most part, and you look at the drive chart for Appalachian State, of course, 4-0 coming into this one. Their one touchdown drive, 95 yards in 7 plays. And Louisiana, their touchdown drive just ahead of halftime, a 94-yard scoring drive. But this has been atypical for what we have seen from these two teams in the first part of the year, especially Louisiana. They've been so effective running the football, but held to just 92 yards on the ground in that first half. Very impressive defensive game plan by Ted Roof. Clearly to put shackles on this three-headed monster that they have running, but I feel like they found something in those last two drives. They started to run the football a little bit better. Appalachian State won the toss at the beginning of the game, and they wanted the football to start the second half. You see Ted Roof up there in the glasses, the defensive coordinator. His unit has played well. This is going to go through the end zone. And the Mountaineers will have it at the 25-yard line. How about Reese Burns, the punter for Louisiana?
Yeah, this is going to make our friend Pat McAfee and For the Brand very happy to start the second half. We're going to look at the punting plays here in the first half, really locking them in inside the 1-yard line here, which is a good start. They had to go the length of the football field. They couldn't get it done. And then a little bit later, Burns is able to pin him back inside the 5-yard line. There, though, they would go the length of the field, 95 yards, to get the 6.
And so Reese Burns, the MVP for Louisiana in that first half. The Australian. There was an offside penalty on that kickoff, so add 5 yards for App State to start here in the third quarter. Thomas wants to throw, has a wide open receiver, Colin Reed, the tight end, but it's a little too tall, and he can't haul it in near the Louisiana 40.
Yeah, here's an example of them trying to go quick and big on the first play. They run a double move out on the outside, and by doing that little pump, it moves the safety over, and he's got a wide open Colin Reed right there. He just doesn't put it on him. Instead, it goes to 2nd down and 10.
Colin Reed, an all-conference tight end, too. He had a touchdown catch against Coastal in their last game, his only catch this season. We'll see if Darrington Evans can get on track here in the second half. He was pretty quiet in that first half, Ryan, but he is a guy who can get going. And again, Eli Drinkwitz predicted he would get close to 25 touches in this game.
Well, he needed him to get 25-plus touches, he said.
Gets another touch. This one's going to be a loss. Hammered down by Moncrief. The Louisiana Jack linebacker has been jacked up since the start of this game.
This is the second time where he gets into the backfield. Doesn't allow for Evans or in Thomas's situation to even make a play here. It's just a simple game up front with the defensive end, and he gets through, not only gets there, but he makes the tackle for loss.
Third tackle for loss for the Cajuns. A defense that has improved a ton over last year. They were near the bottom of the league, allowing 34 points per game last year. Much better this year, 21 points per game allowed. As Guerrer returns it for a handful after that 40-yard punt. And now Levi Lewis will bring the Cajuns offense out, trying to beat Appalachian State for the first time in program history.
I can't emphasize how big that 3-and-out is. The first of the football game for the Louisiana defense, giving the football back to Levi Lewis and this offense that's had and developed a better running game the last 2 times they've had the football.
Trey Regis will start this series in the backfield, one of the great running backs that Louisiana has, and here goes Regis out across the midfield line. He is averaging 9.8 yards per carry. He gets 18 on that run.
No, they have found something. They found something those last 2 drives because they're running and running and running now.
Regis, the leading rusher for the nation's #1 rushing offense. They're going to feed him again, looking for real estate on the right side, and there is none. DeMarco Jackson, the inside linebacker out of Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Just as I say that, they get a little cute back there and try more of a counter fake end around instead of just pounding it right up the gut like they have been so successful the last couple drives.
Regis, Mitchell, and Calais for Louisiana, the 3 running backs. And have combined for over 2,900 yards and 28 touchdowns last season. And this is Lewis scrambling around in the backfield again. He has done that a few times tonight, and again smartly throws it away. No turnovers in the last game, the win over Georgia Southern, such a statement win in the conference opener for Louisiana. Georgia Southern, a team that won 10 games last year. When we talked to Billy Napier, he said Lewis's decision-making, specifically when it came to plays like that, throwing it away when he didn't have a play downfield, were imperative to getting that win.
And it was a good example right there when he didn't see what he had on the front side right when he dropped back. There may have been a play for him, but if he didn't like it, he got outside the pocket, didn't try to make more than what he had. Sets up second down. Or third, I think now.
Third down and 10. They need the 40 of Appalachian State. The southpaw complete to Bam Jackson. And Jackson has been one of the favorite targets of Lewis here tonight. That's a gain of 19 yards and a first down. And they're moving with some tempo now. Here's Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell. Power ahead. Noel Cook and Blackstock combine on the stop at the 25-yard line.
You know, I've been really impressed just with the explosiveness of these running backs getting through the line of scrimmage. They get to the second level quick. There's no dancing around. That's what gets them so many positive yards down the football field.
Last three drives for Louisiana have gone into App State territory. They got that touchdown just before half to tie the game up. Trying to score on their opening series of their second half. Mitchell, a little stutter step, got back to the line, and that's it. He's going to be dumped there. So here's another third down coming up for Louisiana. It was Jordan Fair, number 59, the captain and one of the top tacklers in the Sun Belt, who seems to always be around the ball making that hit.
I'm pretty clear here that Billy Napier's got his analytics guy in his ear telling him they're going to go for it on fourth down if they don't get this.
Seventh play of the series. You can see what the running backs for Louisiana have done tonight. No touchdowns yet from that group. Mitchell hit again behind the line and dropped. And it's DeMarco Jackson again. And now we'll see what Billy Napier decides to do, or what the book is telling him to do.
Okay, fourth down.
Again, he uses analytics. One of not many teams in the country in college football who use them. Looks like he's going to run out the field goal unit. Stevie Artigue and Kenny Alamdaris have been rotating the place kicking chores, and it's Kenny Alamdaris, redshirt freshman from Clute, Texas. This will be his first career field goal attempt. Blocked. That is the fourth block kick this year for Appalachian State. And it was Josh Thomas scooping it up, and he gets it to the 25-yard line. That's where App State will have it. Special teams, always outstanding for Appalachian State. They have now blocked 4 kicks this year, Ryan.
Special teams has been the reason why App State's been so good. They get in there and make a big play. Stop Louisiana from scoring.
Don't you think your country deserves a perfect version of you?
There is no perfect.
And it starts here tonight. First game of the week, right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. App State and Louisiana tied at 7. Another block kick for the App State special teams. 4th of the year. That leads the country. As Raekwon Anderson takes it around the right side, close to the midfield line. That's a 23-yard run for the true freshman. But the special team so good for Appalachian State. It was certainly the reason that they were able to get out of North Carolina with that win. They blocked that kick at the end.
They blocked the kick at the end that ultimately won the football game. Here, same thing. They get a block kick, turn it over, give the offense the ball back, and a huge first chunk play on first down.
Zach Thomas swings it out to Malik Williams. A junior from Chester, South Carolina, gets it into plus territory. Butler on the tackle. Second down and about 7 coming up. Since joining the Sun Belt in 2014, App State 35-6 against the league. And 6-0 against the Cajuns. Datrick Harrington will be stopped short of the 45-yard line. Third down and manageable for the Mountaineers. That was McCaskill bringing him down to the turf.
It's a pretty good run to start in the Sun Belt for them. A lot of these other teams in the conference aren't probably very happy that the Mountaineers became a member.
Yeah, they've been the team that everybody's kind of looked up to. Louisiana came in slight favorites here tonight on third down and 3. Thomas, good running quarterback. He'll try to get it himself. Boy, the spot looks short.
He almost looked like he stumbled a bit they're following forward. His knee may have gone down. I think it's a good spot. They're going to call it a first down, though.
Yeah. Got just enough. Again, he's a good running quarterback, Ryan. He is maybe not running as much as he did last year because Eli Drinkowitz's offense is different than Scott Satterfield's, who's now at Louisville.
Yeah, last year I felt like it was a little more run calls.
Marcus Williams puts it inside the 40 on first down, gain of 4.
This year he's getting the opportunity to make the decisions himself. Zone read, especially in that first half. Evans has been such a force this year. The fact that Louisiana's committing to the running back, he's been able to pull it and get down the football field for positive yardage. Big factor why they were able to move the ball so well in the first half.
Eli Drinkowitz, first-year head coach, just 36 years old. He calls the plays and replaced Scott Satterfield, who left to take the job at Louisville. Offensive coordinator at NC State the last 3 years. Marcus Williams going to be stacked up. Little or no gain. And here comes third down again. That was Chauncey Manak, the defensive end, number 17. He's got his helmet off. He's going to have to leave the field, but he made a big play there. And he was kind of a game-time decision tonight for the Cajuns. Been dealing with a nagging back injury, but it's a third down situation now for the Mountaineers.
It's a big third down right here because this usually gets them into a position where they got to think about field goals. Louisiana's got their ears pinned back coming after the quarterback.
How about that run by Thomas? Great job by the offensive line to give Thomas time to scan the situation, and he takes off and picks up 10, and they'll move the sticks.
You know, they even had a spy for him right here. And he was right in the middle of the football field watching him, and he still gets out leveraged by Zach Thomas and his speed down the football field.
The Sun Belt offensive MVP last year, and Louisiana knows that well. He beat him twice, once during the regular season last year, and of course in the conference title game a season ago as well. There's Thomas loading up. He's going to throw a bullet to the end zone. Incomplete. Hennigan, a very good receiver, but he's not even that fast. That was thrown out way ahead of him.
Thomas has been tremendous this year in seeing when he's got single coverage out there. That time Louisiana did a solid job of showing him one thing and then doing another, and they had 3 guys back there, and I don't even know if he was trying to get it to Hennigan or his outside receiver, but either way, he overthrew him.
Play number 9 of this drive. 6:13 to go, quarter number 3. Play fake. Thomas nearly threw an interception. Andre Jones, the defensive end, is going to be seeing that in his dreams for a while. That would have been a pick 6 if he could have held on.
It's pretty hard to catch a ball that's fired at you from about 5 yards away. He gets his hands up. For a defensive end, you need that ball to simply kind of be underhand tossed to you. In that sense, it's not going to have a big play. Sets up a huge third down for this Louisiana defense to get him off the field.
They've converted on third down twice in this series. They give it to Evans. He spins out of a tackle in the backfield. And he's going to be dropped well short of the first down. So we'll see the field goal unit for Appalachian State.
Coach Drinkwitz told us that the 25-yard line was probably the spot they had to get to get a field goal attempt. They just got just inside it enough, and I think that's why they ran the football there.
Here's Chandler Staten, junior from Gainesville, Georgia. 2 for 3 on the year, a long of 43. This from 40. Out of the hold of Clayton Howell. And it is good. And Appalachian State sees the drive stall out in Louisiana territory, but they come away with points.
Again for the special teams. Able to convert where Louisiana couldn't. Puts up the Mountaineers 10-7.
Beach.
App State taking the lead here in the third quarter with 5:26 to go in this period. I mean, no program has made the FCS to FBS transition look as easy as App State. They joined the FBS in 2014, got bowl eligible in 15. They've won bowl games all 4 years, and they've won the Sun Belt the last 3 years. You talked about how they've dominated this league since joining. Well, those numbers certainly attest to that.
Well, Louisiana's been a team that has found a way to kind of inch back. In fact, last year's game against Louisiana was a good measuring tool for them and let the players know that they can compete against an App State football team.
Calais, pretty good return, came out of the end zone with it and may have been horse-collared at the 32-yard line. There's a penalty flag down. So hold everything. We'll see what this flag is about. Sure looked like a horse collar from up here. Here comes the call.
During the return, personal foul, horse collar tackle. The kicking team, number 28. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
It's a really good field position coming up. All right, kick off your... there's another look at the horse collar. You can see Calais being jerked down by Keyshawn Brown. Kick off your Week 6 NFL Sunday with ESPN and the ESPN app at 10 a.m. Eastern. Our Sunday NFL Countdown crew will have all the breaking stories, injury updates, and preview each game right up to kickoff. We talked about field position all night long, Ryan, and here Louisiana's given it again here at the 47-yard line. Best starting field position of the night. And it is Calais who has been their best running back here the last couple of series.
They've been the beneficiary of better field position all night, though their only lone touchdown was a 94-yard touchdown drive. You can only ask for this, but you have to convert when you do get these opportunities, especially in a game this tight.
Sperlin made that tackle on Calais. We'll get it again. And looks like he's got another first down. Let's see where they spot it. Trey Cobb has been active tonight. Made the tackle, and they did stop him just short. So it'll be third down and probably about a foot. Louisiana's leading rushers tonight, and Elijah Mitchell, I should say, has had the most carries, but Calais got the hot hand right now. Regis comes in to run the Wildcat, and he'll hand off, and Calais will be slammed down. That fooled no one, including E.J. Scott, the nose guard.
You know what it did, Clay? It fooled themselves. You have an inch or two to get the football. You've been pounding it down their throats all game. This was going to be a reverse. That is a little too aggressive, in my opinion, unless they were going to try to do a throw with it. But just get the first down. You're moving the football. The best field position you just talked about, they wasted it.
Yep. The play seemed like it was running in slow motion. Well, Reese Burns can flip the field again. Here he comes. This will be his fourth punt. He has been devastating. He has pinned App State inside their 5 twice. And now delay a game call. This may be on purpose to give Burns a little more room.
Delay game, kicking team, number 47. 5-yard penalty, remains fourth down.
Burns has had punts tonight of 59, 51, and 61. And to give him a little more room to work with might be tactical here for Louisiana.
It is, and when they do something like that, the opposing team knows what they're trying to do. I'm always shocked that they don't decline the penalty.
Kind of hard to tell, though, by looking at Billy Napier's face. It may have been just a mistake. This punt has better hang time. Not the length, but still good. Thomas Hennigan calls for the fair catch. at the 15-yard line. 3:21 to go in the third. It's 10-7 Appalachian State. First-year head coach at App State, Eli Drinkwitz. He and his wife, Lindsay, had their fourth baby this past week. He's very proud of his football team that's 4-0. He has a great running back named Darrington Evans, second in the FBS in all-purpose yards. Kind of quiet tonight. Let's see if he can get going on this series, Ryan. Not here. Hit. Spun down at the 9. Jock Boudreaux again, the middle linebacker out of New Orleans. He's been playing well.
Yeah, Boudreaux splits the lineman here and gets to Evans in the backfield and slows him down enough for Moncrief and that crew to follow up and make the tackle.
You know, the best runner tonight for App State has been the quarterback. I mean, Zach Thomas, you take away the sack yards, he's their leading rusher. Not Evans. Thomas has one batted down again. And it's covered in the end zone, but it was an incomplete pass. Tariq Miller got his hand out at number 38, the senior from Pensacola.
You know, Ron Roberts, defensive coordinator, told us flat out, we're going to put 8 in the box. We're going to stop Evans. We're going to make him throw the football. What they didn't anticipate was Thomas being able to run the football, but they put shackles on him a little bit here in the second half.
There's Ron Roberts, second-year defensive coordinator. His unit is really sharp this year. That's the fourth tip pass against Thomas tonight for the Cajuns. Thomas finds an alley. Penalty flag down. And Thomas is out short of the first down marker. This might be coming back anyway.
And it will. Benny Higgins was held there. Wasn't able to get to him.
During the run, holding, offense, number 60. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Now, when he's set up here to throw the football, when you step up and go to run and your offensive lineman has a defensive player in his possession, he gets by him, and when Higgins turns to run, Hannon tugs on him and gets called for the penalty that sets up the punt.
Second 3 and out for Appalachian State tonight, so Louisiana's defense stands tall. Fifth punt for Sabach. Guerrer, who muffed a couple of punts in the last game, still has the confidence of the coaches. And he'll get it to the 46-yard line. So again, good field position for Louisiana. The snapper, Christian Johnstone, got down there to make the tackle. There are going to be some big games this weekend in college football. Penn State at Iowa on ABC Saturday night. They're looking forward to the game down the road in Baton Rouge on ESPN as Florida comes a-calling. What are you looking forward to as we look at the top 10?
I'm excited. We're going to be home this weekend, partner. Watch a little college football ourselves. Fun Belt gives us a weekend off. I love it.
Alabama, of course, still atop the poll looking down. Here's Lewis on first down, wants to throw, and he's off target. Incomplete. Good coverage of the secondary that time by Shamar Jean-Charles.
You know, they're running the football so well now. I don't quite understand this play on first down or the third down play on the last drive. Just keep doing what you've been good at the last few drives. Overthinking himself a little bit too much here, head coach Billy Napier.
They were able to get Raymond Calais going for a while. Eli Mitchell, the junior running back, is in there now. Out of Erath, Louisiana. Just down the road. He is hit and roughed up. Akeem Davis Gaither. He is another guy who was instrumental in that win at Chapel Hill, and he has really stood tall tonight.
Oh, he stood tall all year long. Talking to the scouts before the football game up in the press box. All eyes were on him. Demetrius Taylor, those types of guys on defense who have made huge plays, in particular the game you're talking about against North Carolina that got them the win.
Two receivers to either side. 3rd down and 10. They're heating him up, and down goes Lewis. Levi Lewis sacked behind the 40-yard line by Davis Gaither and Blackstock.
When you're stuck behind the sticks like this at 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, you got to hold the ball a little bit longer to throw the football, and in doing so, when he doesn't let it go, he's just engulfed by both Blackstock and Davis Gaither, setting up a 4th down and a punt.
So the last 2 Louisiana possessions, they've had great field position out close to midfield, and they've squandered some opportunities. Reese Burns, he's been a weapon tonight for the Cajuns. Bounces near the 30, checks up, and App State's going to have it right around the 25-yard line. Our Week 6 Monday Night Football game is a big NFC North matchup at Lambeau between Matthew Stafford and the 2-1-1 Lions against Aaron Rodgers and the 4-1 Packers. So Detroit has won the last 4 games against Green Bay, but 3 of those 4 wins came against backup quarterbacks. This time, Aaron Rodgers is healthy, so we'll see what happens. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6.
Who would have thought that Aaron Rodgers would win or score points into the 30s and not throw a touchdown the other day against the Cowboys?
He's feeling good now. Tip-top shape. Packers looking good. The NFC North. Darrington Evans has not looked so good, especially here in the second half. In the Appalachian State run game, Braylon Trahan, the free safety, and the rest of that Louisiana defense just giving him nowhere to go.
As this football team starts to tire a bit offensively as we head into the 4th quarter, the defensive game plan by Roberts was to flood the box, make them throw, and they had to win the one-on-one battles. They lost them a little early. It could be a big point of emphasis here in the 4th quarter.
We go to the 4th. Winner goes to 2-0 in the Sun Belt Conference. 3-point game here in Lafayette. State and Louisiana, they met in the conference title game last year. This game essentially even, statistically going into the 4th quarter. First downs are even. Total yards basically even. Neither team has turned it over. Time of possession, pretty even.
If I was taking a magnifying glass to some of these statistics that we're talking about, I'd probably take a look at the red zone opportunities and not getting in from the 1 by Louisiana, and then the 2 drives for them, the last 2 series, not taking advantage of that field position.
Zach Thomas hands off to Darrington Evans, who again is hit at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 3rd down and fairly long here for Appalachian State. Tariq Miller, Jordan Quibido combine on that stop. Evans, last year he ran for 183 in the regular season against Louisiana. He has been limited tonight.
Can't say enough about this Louisiana-Lafayette defense and how they're flying to the football right now. They're playing with a ton of confidence late in this football game.
Zach Thomas has completed just 1 pass here in the second half. Looking to throw here. Slides up. Out of the pocket, trying to run for the first down. He won't get there. Not even close. Farrod Gardner, the weak side linebacker, ran him down.
Victor Johnson got away with a huge hold here at left tackle. But luckily for the defense, they were able to rally and make the tackle. Farrod Gardner wraps him up in the open field, sets up a 4th down and another punt.
How about this Louisiana defense? They forced 3 3-and-outs here in the second half for App State. This is a short punt. Gone off the side of the foot of Sabaj. And Louisiana again is going to be given pretty good field position to start this next series. But they trail by 3. Billy Napier's Raging Cajuns trying to beat Appalachian State for the first time in program history. Appalachian State coming into this one with a 10-game win streak. Only Clemson and Ohio State have longer active win streaks in the country. Florida also has 10 wins in a row. They're going to be at LSU about a half an hour east of here on I-10 on Saturday night.
An opportunity for two teams from Louisiana to interrupt those winning streaks this weekend.
And it's going to be fun in Death Valley for sure, and we've got a fun finish in store here, we think, in Lafayette. 3-point game. First series, the fourth quarter for Louisiana, and it's Trey Regas on first down.
And off goes to number 9, Trey
So
Regas.
Billy Napier's offense coming into this game, Ryan, 540 yards per game, 6th best in the country. Over 44 points per game, that's 9th best in the country. But tonight, this Appalachian State defense has kind of limited things, made it difficult.
Some people that know more than us thought this game was going to be a barn burner, around 70 for the over-under. Not about 17.
Very subtle, Ryan. Way to go. There's Lewis backpedaling now. He'll heave it downfield. There's contact. We'll see a flag. No penalty flag. A little surprised by that. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Shamar Green Charles maybe got away with one.
Yeah, they're both kind of hand fighting here, but he's holding on to his jersey. The official can't see it from that side. That's definitely interference.
Wow.
The crowd sees the replay on the screen and kind of thinks the same way we do right about now.
Yeah, the crew missed one there. So now 3rd down and 7. Three receivers to the field, one to the boundary. Lewis has time. Now he's going to run, and he sees the marker. Did he get there? It sure looks like it.
Officials marking him short.
Quarterback keeper by number 1, Levi Lewis.
But it sure looked like he was getting there as well.
They were going to mark him short. You're right.
He sees nothing open down the football field, and he gets to the outside. Well, I don't know what he was trying to do there. It almost looks like his knee looks like something happened right there, and that. I hope he's okay. He came off the field all right. Trying to juke somebody instead of just going towards that first down marker, which he would have probably gotten.
Back to receive. The Mountaineers number 5, Thomas.
So the Raging Cajuns looking for answers on offense now, too. This is their 3rd straight 3 and out. And the 6th punt tonight for Reese Burns. And can he do it again? Yes! 3rd punt tonight for Burns inside the 5-yard line.
Punters, I said it at the beginning of the football game, are part of the defense. Reese Burns pins them once again.
Serve.
On a muggy night in Lafayette, Louisiana, Clay Matvick alongside the great Ryan Leaf and our ESPN crew on the first Wednesday night coverage on ESPN this college football season. We're happy to have you along. And this will be the 4th drive that App State has started a series from inside their own 5-yard line. 3 punts and a goal line stand have led to these drives being up against the goal line.
They've had no fear up to this point, and again here they're going to throw it.
Thomas in trouble, got rid of it before he got hit. And he finds Hennigan, his steady receiver. And it could have been a safety, but instead it's a first down.
Now this is some risky business back on your own goal line. If your first guy isn't open, you got to get rid of it. He took a big chance there. Look at him jump up and make a throw. Hennigan is able to get out and get a first down and get him out of the shadows of their own goal line.
It's an 11-yard pickup for Thomas, who has been such a great leader for this team the last couple of years. Marcus Williams taking a turn in the running back rotation for the Mountaineers. He'll get 4. The O-line for Appalachian State, they brought 4 of 5 starters back from that group last year that won the conference championship. They were top 25 in the nation in both rushing and sacks allowed. Not one 300-pounder on that front line. They prize speed over size at App State. And it'll be Thomas taking it off again here for 2 yards to the 20-yard line. 3rd down coming up. But you really have to credit, Ryan, the offensive line here tonight for Appalachian State being able to get the Mountaineers out of some really tough situations up against their own goal line.
They've been pretty aggressive, too, back there. They've thrown the football a lot. They did a great job of turning into a plow and getting Thomas out a little early, but they've been aggressive back there, and sometimes that's a confidence builder for the O-line, that they have faith that they're going to be able to protect their quarterback, where they know they can't give up a sack or a hold or anything.
Thomas keeps on the zone read, and he has done that beautifully tonight. Takes a tough shot up around the shoulder pads from Percy Butler as he goes out of bounds. Boy, Thomas able to keep this series alive for the Mountaineers.
Again, what burned Louisiana in the first half is the zone read. He rides him enough to get the defensive end, Moncrief, to come down and then sprints for a first down. Percy Butler gets to him and knocks him out of bounds, but not after getting the big first down.
That's the third down conversion for Thomas running the football tonight, and all since halftime. Marcus Williams on this carry. Pretty good one, too. Out to the 35. It's Butler again on the stop. So you look at the offensive line for Appalachian State. You got Hodges, Hunter, Hannon, Newsel, and Johnson. And my new favorite name in college football, the right guard, Bear Hunter, the junior out of Clemens, North Carolina.
Yeah, Mom and Dad must be some active hunters.
Well, Dad John is actually the running backs coach at Wake Forest. A lot of football folks around the country know that name. And that might be another first down here for Appalachian State as they give it to Evans that time. And they will move the chains.
One thing that Appalachian State has done a very good job, when they've been pinned, they've got themselves in a position to either punt the football and flip the field, or they scored on that long 95-yard touchdown drive in the first half.
Close to 300 yards now, total offense for Eli Drinkwitz's group. Again, the offensive coordinator the last 3 years at NC State, put up some big numbers with Ryan Finley. And the running back, Darrington Evans, has put up big numbers this year, and he's got back-to-back first downs. Looking forward to that game at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City this weekend, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, our Saturday night football game presented by Wells Fargo. The Nittany Lions have lost the last 5 against the Hawkeyes. 2 really, really good defenses. Pretty good defensive fight here tonight in the Sun Belt as they feed Evans again for 2 more. Manak on the stop. Now, we didn't expect all this defense.
No, we expected some fireworks like most people did, but when you get into the meat of your conference, expectations are out the window. You do what you can to win the football game, regardless of what you've done up to that point, because this for them is essentially an opportunity to maybe play out what the championship game is going to be like it was a year ago.
We'll shift the tight end over to the H-back slot. Williams got the handoff, and he has nowhere to go. That's going to be a loss on the play. Benny Higgins and Tariq Miller getting in the backfield. So here's another 3rd down and long for the Mountaineers. And the Ragin' Cajuns trying to get behind this defensive unit. Here come the fans.
They're with 7 minutes to go in the football game. If they don't get a stop here, you're talking about Louisiana starting to have to use your timeouts because they need to get the football back.
Each team with their full complement of timeouts. Thomas hit as he throws. He got it to Malik Miller right at the line to gain. And they've got it, first down. Malik Miller having a big junior year.
Malik Williams has been the guy on the inside for them, especially when they need to get first downs on 3rd. And he does a great job in the zone coverage of just finding the little void. And Thomas hasn't been accurate in the second half, but he puts it right on the money.
th play of the series for Appalachian State. Huge first down. Clock moving, close to 6 minutes left now. And it's Williams. Marcus Williams hit by Trahan. Short gain, give him 2 yards.
Victor Johnson really got rolled up on there. The left tackle.
Victor Johnson, first team All Sun Belt last year. That would be a big loss. We'll step aside. Victor Johnson, the senior left tackle, was able to get off the field under his own power. He is still coming back from an ankle injury, and then this happens.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you're blocking and doing your job, and the tackle comes from behind and simply just pins his leg underneath him, and he falls backwards. If it is the same ankle that's been giving him problems, it's only going to aggravate it more.
Good to see him walk off. Drive continues for Appalachian State. 38-yard line. Pass is complete. Thomas to Hennigan. But immediately wrapped up by Eric Guerra, a sophomore out of Mobile. Quickly gets to the receiver. And so now a third down and spot 5 coming up for Appalachian State. And this will match the longest drive of the year. This will be play number 13 coming up for the Mountaineers.
One of those kind of soul-sucking drives that takes everything out of you. If they're able to convert here, it may put the kibosh on this football game. So Lafayette needs to make a big stop here because I don't think they're in field goal range.
We go under 5 minutes. As they reset the play clock. And App State happy to milk some clock. Evans hit, and down he goes. I don't think he got it a yard, and if he did, that'd be it. Chauncey Manak, number 17, has been great tonight for the Raging Cajuns. 4th down.
Looks like they're going to go for it. The way that the Raging Cajuns have looked on offense the second half, this might be a time where you pin them inside the 5-yard line, and they just may not have enough in them to go the length of the field and get into field goal position.
4th down and 4. Appalachian State 4 for 4 this year on 4th down.
I suppose they haven't done anything with field position around the 40-yard line. If they give it back to them here, they feel pretty confident.
Thomas on the slant. Caught. Trying to move the pile. Hennigan is in the middle of that mass, and it's all going to depend on the spot. They needed to get it just inside the 30-yard line.
I'm surprised they didn't blow the whistle. I felt like
first down
forward motion was stopped before that, but they allow for the offensive lineman to, the weekend that we have USC Notre Dame, a little bush push. They're over the first down marker for a first down.
That's exactly what Eli Drinkwitz was looking for. A big conversion on 3rd down. And now Thomas will keep it himself. And he's hit at the line.
There he probably should have given the football, but they were just trying to run a play there. They didn't want that reviewed because it may have gone against them on that 4th down.
Good point.
Timeouts become an issue here. 3:35 counting down. They may not see the football again if they're not able to stop the clock or App State from getting another first down.
We'll take the play clock inside of 5. Thomas to Evans. Again, nowhere to go. He'll get a couple. 3rd down. And obviously App State keeping the ball on the ground. Zion Hill.
You got to use a timeout here.
That hit. And they will call one. Just under 3 minutes to go. Can Louisiana get the football back?
Louisiana.
Down 3.
Timeout on the field.
The Raging Cajuns came into this game thinking this was the game that they could finally get Appalachian State, the three-time defending champs. But App State has put the Louisiana offense in the deep freeze. They started this drive at their own 3 with 12:06 to go here in the fourth quarter. They've used up over 9 minutes, Ryan.
I've used this phrase before. I mean, it's soul-sucking, a type of drive like this. It just, you can't do anything about it as an offense, as a head coach. You just need that football back.
3rd down and 8. Evans, stiff arm, can't get out of the tackle. Percy Butler, the strong safety, comes up and makes the hit. It'll be 4th down.
Tremendous job by Percy Butler to tackle in space there, because if he misses that tackle, I think the ball game's over.
Timeout on the field.
Louisiana uses its second timeout, 1 remaining. We'll take another break. 2:51 to go here in Lafayette.
I think he gets out and puts a one-on-one matchup with these receivers, and it looks like he's going to get it. They got everybody in the box, one high look. I'd throw the football, use a rub look, and get it out.
Throwing it toward the end zone. Contact again, no flag. Oh, comes in late. Incomplete, but there is a penalty marker down. Corey Sutton, the intended target. Eric Guerrer in on the coverage.
He just got beat off the line, Clay, and he never could get back there in coverage in time, and he had his back turned to the football, and Corey Sutton had to go through to catch the football. It's a good call. It was a late flag, but it's a good call.
Just the break App State was looking for.
Pass interference. Defense, number 19. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Defensively, they did exactly what we thought. They went man-to-man. You can see him. He doesn't get his head turned around. The ball is underthrown. Corey Sutton has to come back through, and his left arm just gets in front of him and tugs him backwards. It's a call you have to make.
You can hear the Raging Cajun fans, though, what they're thinking. How come we didn't get that penalty flag earlier in the game? There was some contact in the secondary. There was no flag that would have gone against Appalachian State. This time it goes against the Raging Cajuns, keeps the drive alive, and Appalachian State can burn more clock. 1st down and goal to go.
That play right there with 1 timeout left really should do it here if you count it down. They only can stop the clock 1 time, and that penalty could be the end.
18th play of this series. Evans caught from behind by McCaskill. 2nd down and goal to go. This is what defending champs do. They find a way to turn things in their favor. We've seen that here, especially in the fourth quarter. Appalachian State knows how to win football games, even in tough environments like this.
No, but to do it in this fashion, to go on this type of drive to close out a football game when the defense from Lafayette had been playing so strong, it's huge about this team's character. Great play.
Look at Thomas go on the bootleg touchdown. Zach Thomas, 7-yard touchdown run, and that is the haymaker.
We had this play in our arsenal when I was playing. It's just a simple full zone to the right, and you keep it. And sometimes you don't even tell the offensive line you're running this play. You just tell your running back, I'm keeping it. Because they sure blocked it that way, and that's usually what it looks like. Nobody around. He salts this game away. Zach Thomas has been special on the ground tonight for the Mountaineers.
And the point after is good. Thomas, his second touchdown run this year.
Yeah, the offensive line really blocked that way. He may have just told his running back, I'm keeping the football. We did that a few times. No one else knows but Zach Thomas that he's keeping the football, and there was no one there from the Raging Cajuns.
A couple of touchdown runs in this game for Thomas, capping a 19-play, 97-yard drive in 10 minutes and 11 seconds. And Thomas, again, with his feet, is what is likely going to do Louisiana in.
And he hasn't been a factor with his feet so much this year as he was a year ago. But Coach Napier made a point to us saying, hey, he did kind of kill us last year with his feet. And they certainly weren't prepared for it this season.
And the fans starting to head for the exits here at Cajun Field. Just 50 yards of offense for Louisiana here in the second half, as it is going to keep away second half for the App State offense. He's playing great keep away. And Staten kicks it off. And Calais, an electric return man, trying to give Louisiana some hope. Down 10 points, 2 scores. That fourth down conversion so big on that last series for Appalachian State, keeping that drive alive, Ryan. And, of course, the penalty flag came out. Reminder, UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus, Saturday, 8 Eastern from Tampa. To order the main card in English and Spanish, go to ESPNplus.com. The prelims start at 5 Eastern.
The fourth downs you talked about, the big one where they got the forward motion stopped, I thought, and they were able to extend. And then the big penalty, of course, I hate to see a game come down to an official's call.
Right.
But, I mean, the drive in itself was special enough to make it.
Levi Lewis rolls out and hits Elijah Mitchell out of the backfield. That three-man rotation we talked so much about really had a hard time getting going tonight in that Raging Cajuns backfield, and especially here in the second half. They just haven't had any possessions.
Well, when they did, they just didn't execute, right? I mean, they called some what I would call boneheaded play calls when they had the ball in good position and went 3 and out instead of utilizing that field position in their favor.
First down for Louisiana. Bam Jackson on that reception. Got to work quickly. Minute 22 to go here in the fourth quarter. There's a man wide open. It's Jackson again. He's been the best receiver tonight for the Raging Cajuns. Gets it down to the 37.
Yeah, with one timeout. The best we've seen this offense tonight was right before half, right? When they were in the 2-minute and they got down and scored the touchdown.
Here's Lewis. All kinds of time to throw. Got it to Mitchell, who's immediately dropped. 2-yard gain. The clock will run inside of a minute to go.
You can't take those types of throws unless you're going to call a timeout, and they do right now.
Yeah, last timeout. Exhausted by the Raging Cajuns.
Timeout.
And we talked about,
Louisiana.
the implications of this game, not only for the conference and, potential preview of the conference championship game again, but, the New Year's 6 implications as well. App State currently receiving votes for the top 25, and the New Year's 6 bowl invitation goes to the highest-ranked conference champ from the group of 5. Appalachian State undefeated coming into this game. Louisiana with 1 loss coming into this game. To have any chance at the New Year's 6, Ryan, knowing that they'd have to win tonight.
Yeah, they had to win this football game. They had to do something they've never done, and that's beat an Appalachian State football team. And it's just the little things that championship teams you talked about do in times of adversity late in the football game, and they just, put a great drive together.
So Louisiana out of timeouts, a minute to go. Lewis quickly loads and nearly intercepted. And went right through the hands of the linebacker, Jordan Fair. So now third down.
Without timeouts left, yeah, they got to take shots down the football field. The thing about college football, of course, you can get the clock to stop after every first down, but Tick, 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 tick. Time's running out here for the Raging Cajuns.
Obviously have 2 more plays to work with. But no timeout. Slow snap. Lewis brings it up, looking to fire. Hit as he throws. Bobbled and dropped. Left behind by the receiver. And Jamarcus Bradley, usually very sure-handed. Actually, that was Allen who dropped it.
Yeah, he put it right on him. And in a big moment, Cassius Allen can't come up with the catch. This will be the play of the game. Of course, 4th down. If they're not able to convert here, the Mountaineers will have come in and won another one.
They need the 27-yard line to keep the drive and their hopes tonight alive. 3 of 7 tonight on 3rd down. Lewis pressured, still looking, throws, and it is dropped again. And that'll do it. Louisiana turns it over on downs. Neil Johnson, back-to-back drops for the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, that's about how it's gone. Neil Johnson had a couple opportunities tonight and just didn't get it done. Louisiana's close, right? They're close in the Sun Belt. Appalachian State has just done what they do, and that's enough right now to keep putting them at bay.
Eli Drinkwitz. Some high fives. Big smiles on that Mountaineers sideline. They'll head back to Boone, North Carolina, 2-0 in conference play.
Coach talked to us about how excited he was for the opportunity to be on ESPN for the kids. And he said if we have to play on Wednesdays to get that, and he's all for it. And they sure showed up tonight. Mountaineers go to 2-0 in conference.
You know, it's certainly not how Eli Drinkwitz probably expected this game to go, Ryan, but he is going to take this result, which extends the winning streak for Appalachian State to 11. Now 3rd on this list of current winning streaks in the country.
When you can get wins in your conference in the meat of the schedule, it doesn't matter what it looks like. And he's going to walk away with that last drive that they had and be really impressed with the way this football team finished.
17-7 the final. Clay Matvick and Ryan Leaf back up here in the booth in Lafayette. That drive, absolutely impressive. 19 plays, over 10 minutes. No turnovers tonight for Appalachian State. That was a huge, huge factor in this win.
Yeah, both teams played really mistake-free football. Not a lot of penalties, but what Appalachian State was able to do on that last drive at the 3-yard line, be aggressive, coming out, and then going 19 plays to salt this game away. That's what true champions do.
Is that for me?
Eli Drinkwitz, first-year head coach of Appalachian State. Some big wins already in your tenure as head coach. North Carolina, now this one in conference play, a tough place to come in and win a game. And I know you've had a busy week personally and now tonight professionally. Huge win on the road.
Yeah, just so proud of our defense. I mean, coming in, we knew how good of offense they were, and they played their butt off. That 4th and goal stop in the first half. And our offense, we had bad field position all game, and they kept digging themselves out. It was a total team effort, total team win. Couldn't be more proud of this group. I mean, stayed focused, and it's going to be a great flight home, and I can't wait to spend some time with my new baby girl.
Yeah. Coach, talk to us about that last drive, right?
Man.
Soul-sucking, 19 play, and then let me know, was that a play call for him to keep that? It seemed like he may have done a little razzle-dazzle on his own and carried that on his own into the end zone.
He on that play right before, he came out and looked at me and gave me the wink like, call it again because I'm going to keep it. So, you know, when you got a great player like Zach, you trust him, and I trust my players. And you know what? Here's the deal. That 4th down, we don't fear failure, man. We attack success, and that was a big play. And kudos to those guys.
Yeah, some big 4th down conversions for your team tonight. And then also want to talk about your defense under coordinator Ted Roof. Yeah. He told us this week leading up to the game, red zone defense was going to be absolutely critical. Yep. Made a huge goal line stand in the first half that it looks like the difference in this game, really.
Yeah, he had a goal line stand. We had a blocked field goal. I mean, those guys were unbelievable. We had a sack that pushed them out of field goal range. Those guys played their butt off. Coach Roof did an outstanding job along with the rest of that staff. I mean, can't talk about how good of a player Akeem Davis is. I mean, he's an absolute freak out there. And, again, just so proud of this team. It was a total team effort, and we're going to enjoy that flight home. I know that.
Enjoy it, and enjoy the new baby. Congratulations to you and your family.
Thank you.
Coach,
I love you, Lindsay. I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
We got to put a picture of Parker up for everyone to see at home, the new baby. Born a little early, a little premature, but she's healthy and happy, and so is Mom, and they're going to enjoy the baby and this victory.
And a football coach that really is the father of a bunch of men has 4 daughters now at home, so I think that's apropos.
17-7 the final. Appalachian State goes to 5-0. Louisiana falls to 4-2. The Mountaineers undefeated in conference play. And the Ragin' Cajuns 1-1. So, that chance to get into the New Year's Six very much alive for Appalachian State. Some things need to go their way for sure, but they are undefeated, the only undefeated team that is not ranked in the country. We'll see if that changes maybe next week.
Yeah, I hope so, because what they've shown is they're capable of beating anybody in the country. They're going to get a chance to play another Power 5 opponent later in the year. South Carolina, SEC, ACC. Watch out. Mountaineers are coming.
Coming up next, NFL Live. This was a great way to start this week of college football on ESPN. Here in Lafayette, Louisiana, a win for Appalachian State at Cajun Field. And a reminder where we're going this weekend. About an hour down the road, Death Valley. That's where LSU is going to welcome in a very good Florida football team. And Joe Burrow is going to be challenged by that Florida Gators defense, but right now he's looking like a true Heisman contender.
Yeah, he's going to be challenged, but he's been up to the challenge this season, right? I think he is the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy right now because of who he's played. Tua, Jalen Hurts, they haven't played a team like Texas. Now Jalen's going to get an opportunity tomorrow, but Joe Burrow has been special this season so far.
That's going to be a fun game in Death Valley. And Florida, probably the healthiest they've been, Ryan, right now coming into this big game against LSU.
Healthy, yes. The quarterback position, the knee situation with Trask was a little scary last week, but, man, to beat an Auburn team like that in the swamp and have to turn around and go out to Death Valley, you're really going to test what Florida is about and what the SEC top end is going to be like.
A lot of big games this weekend, including Penn State and Iowa at Kinnick Stadium Saturday night on ABC. It's going to be a fun weekend of college football, and we got you started the right way with this one in the Sun Belt as Appalachian State goes to 2-0 in league play with a 17-7 win over Louisiana. Our thanks to our entire ESPN crew. For Ryan Leaf, I'm Clay Matvick. Also thanks to Steve O'Brien and his brother Pat at Bonton's for showing us what real Cajun food is all about. We were treated like kings last night. 10-point win for the Mountaineers here in Lafayette. So long, everybody.